Hello, sports fans. I'd like to welcome everyone to another edition of Sportsmemo's Pro Football Forecast. I'm your host, world champion handicapper in Las Vegas' biggest daily sports bettor, Joe D'Amico. Now, guys, you're going to receive free winners in each of the conference championship matchups from some of Sportsmemo's best. Providing today's winners are the body himself, Mr. Jesse Schule, your handsome host, Joe D'Amico. Guys, it's a short card this week. I didn't want to overwhelm you with all these guests. We wanted to get in, get out, give you a nice quickie, and we all love a quickie. God knows I like a quickie. All right, but next week, we're going to have a huge show for you with a large panel, so be sure to tune in next week. And during this show, guys, you're going to see a discount. Scroll across the bottom of your screen. There it is right now. Take advantage of this discount. Let me bring Jesse on so we can talk about the discount and a few other things before we give out. Hi, Jesse. How are you?
Good morning, Joe. Nice to see you.
You're always looking so good in the morning. And by the way, guys, Jesse is a sport and a true professional. We were supposed to tape the show a little bit later on in the day. I hit him up and told him I was a little tired. My back is killing me again. I've been dealing with a thrown back for a week. And he was gracious enough to say, let's do it right away, buddy. He even was so nice to say, don't even do it at all. I'll just take it over. Nobody's going to miss you in it. No, I'm just kidding. He said, Joe, let's go now. We'll take care of you. We'll get everybody their winners. Have a few laughs in the meantime. Jesse, as usual, man. First of all, you were on the daily free winner show that my wife and I do earlier this week. Thank you. Jesse's going to be a main staple, I believe, on Mondays on the First Family of Vegas's daily free winner show. Be sure to check us out every day of the week, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The nice people at Sports Memo gets that show up and out by like 9, 10, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every day, Monday to Friday. But Jesse's a main staple. You know he's a perennial leaderboard fixture, so we've got to have him on, but he's also one of the sweetest guys in the world, so I thank him for everything. Jesse, we've got a great discount scrolling across the bottom of the screen. That's Sports Memo. The wonderful people over there have given us for this show and for this special show, I should say. Forecast 40 for 40% off any subscription for either Jesse or myself up to a 30-day package. So if you want a game, a day, a 3-day, a 7-day, or a 30-day package for Jesse and myself, Forecast 40 will get you 40% off any package you want. Guys, these pay for itself literally on day one. Take advantage. I would get the whole 30 for both me and Jesse, but do whatever you want. We'll make a believer out of you. And guys, we would love it if you would like and follow the Sports Memo YouTube channel, as well as their Twitter page and Jesse and my Twitter page. You'll see them right there right now. Now, guys, before we give out our free conference championship winners, Jesse and I, there's a couple things I'd like to ask him about. I don't want to put him on the spot, but Jesse, last week was fun. Let's put it that way. Josh Allen is gone. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Tom Brady is gone. Now, I've been doing this since I'm 8 or 9 years old in the schoolyard with football sheets. I know you guys from back east know what football sheets are. And I'm as good as there is in this business. And I was quite shocked to see all three of those guys gone and those teams gone. How about you?
Well, I will say that I'm shocked about the way that Josh Allen is gone, because 12 seconds is too short a time to see a guy come down the field and tie the game with a field goal. But you got to remember it was Patrick Mahomes on the other side, so it's hard to be too surprised about that. I'm not surprised about Stafford outdueling Tom Brady, because that Bucs team has a lot of negativity around it after the Antonio Brown, after a lot of the injuries they've had. I mean, I had a game of the year on the Rams, so I can't say I'm surprised that Brady's gone. I'm surprised that Aaron Rodgers is gone, because Jimmy G hasn't played that well. I know San Francisco has been very good defensively and running the ball, but I did not expect Jimmy G and the Niners to come in and knock out the Packers. So that's the biggest surprise to me.
I think that each one of those is a surprise, but when you put them collectively together, that Allen, Rodgers, and Brady are all gone, it really is quite overwhelming, Jesse. You know, speaking of Aaron Rodgers real quick, and we didn't really prepare for this, but there's a lot of talk the last few days that he's going to be going to Denver. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he wants to follow in Elway's footsteps, but right now, I mean, it's tough to imagine leaving all that talent in Green Bay to go to a Denver team that, will it work out? I don't know.
You know, he keeps tagging it as it's going to be a rebuilding situation when this is a team that, barring major injury, they're going to be playing next January again. So I think it's odd. There's one more thing I'd like to bring up. It's a bit controversial. My wife and I have talked about it on the Daily Show all this week, and it's kind of pissing me off. And a lot of things piss me off, Jesse, but this is really pissing me off. The Buffalo Bills fans, the Buffalo Bills team, and the Buffalo area newspapers all week are blaming that loss on the rules. Now, I personally think if you know the rules going into the game, as long as they don't change during the game, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. Because one situation, one play should not make or break your season, to me, if you did your job as a team. If you remember maybe a decade ago, the Chicago Cubs blamed their entire season on a fan interfering on the third base side. How about the Des Bryant catch with all those Cowboy fans against the Packers? It was a catch. They're still complaining over it. It's over. It's like The Sopranos. It's over. Watch it on Netflix. Your thoughts on the Buffalo Bills, their fans, the newspapers, all this brouhaha?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the Cubs and the Cowboys. What are they notorious for? Being losers, right?
Losing.
So, and the Buffalo Bills, I mean, they're the poster boys for hard luck. They were on the wrong side of the Music City Miracle. They had those missed field goals in Super Bowls. But yeah, I don't blame the rules. I blame their defense for not stopping them from tying the game with 12 seconds left. And I blame the coach for not squib kicking. You've got, as a coach, if you can't draw up a game plan to burn 12 seconds, you're not worth anything, in my opinion.
Well, two things. Number one, Josh Allen also chose tails and went heads. So he could take some. I mean, on top of that, I just can't look at that porn star 70s mustache. And the second thing I want you to know, this whole 12 seconds things, 12 or 13 seconds, just tell that to Dak Prescott. Am I right or wrong? I mean, right? 1 week we're complaining about it. Another week, people are happy about it. So funny stuff. I have a big announcement for you, Jesse. Nobody knows about this. I'm getting married. I asked D'Amico Ryans to marry me. He said yes. So from now on in, after we get hitched, he'll be known as D'Amico. Couldn't help myself. I had to. I couldn't help myself. I was reading. I was preparing for the show today, and I read his name several times. I said, God, if we got married, he'd be D'Amico. That's something to think about. Jesse, let's go right into your free winner for championship weekend, please, if you will. I know everybody is sitting on the edge of their seat because you've been kicking butt and taking names on this show with the free plays, as well as Sports Memo with your premium plays, which we'll talk about in a minute. But can you give everyone your free play for today's show, please?
Sure. We did talk about the crazy finishes to last week's games. And we did mention Buffalo and that heartbreaking loss for Bills fans. Myself, I had Buffalo for the first half, so I ended up going okay with that game. And given all the craziness, I think that betting the first half of this week's games is probably a good way to avoid a similar bad beat. And I'm looking at the total for the first half of the Chiefs-Bengals. Originally, I had a lean toward the Bengals. The Chiefs are kind of notorious for starting slow in the first half of games. That being said, last week's game was 14-all at the half. Kansas City missed a field goal. They should have been up 17-14. These two teams played in early January. Kansas City lost at Cincinnati, and the Chiefs scored 28 points in the first half of that game. The score was 28-17. The reason I backed out of my lean toward the Bengals is because of all the sacks last week, 9 sacks. You let a quarterback get hit 9 times like that, you're not going to win a lot of games. I don't think I have enough faith in that offensive line holding up for that long against this Chiefs defense, but I do have faith that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase will put some points on the board early. So I'm looking at that number at 27, and given how we've seen the Chiefs games unfold lately, it seems like the bookmakers are coming in with a bit of a low number here. So I'm going to go with over 27.
There you go. Over 27 in that matchup in the first half. Jesse, you're doing some amazing work over at Sports Memo. I see you on multiple sports leaderboards. Can you tell everybody why they should use that Forecast 40 discount and go get a Jesse Schule package this weekend, please?
Well, the NFL playoffs have been kind to me. I had my playoff total of the year on the under in the Dallas-San Francisco game and won that. And then last week, my side of the year was the Rams against the Bucks, and they got lucky, a little bit lucky there. But this week I've got another 5% best bet in the NFL. But on top of that, I'm still riding a perfect 10-0 NBA run. I won my last NBA play last weekend, and I've been waiting for the perfect spot to try to extend that run, and that's going to happen this weekend.
There you go. Mr. Jesse Schule. Take advantage of that forecast 40% off any program you want for Jesse, whether it's a day, a game, a day, a 3-day, a 7-day, or that 30-day. My advice is take that 30-day. You're going to get his NFL. You're going to get his college and pro basketball. He's kicking butt on the hardwood, and I love it. Take advantage of that. Now, sports fans, I am excited about my free play today, okay? This isn't a first half guy. I'm a meat and potatoes guy. Jesse has had an enormous amount of success with these first halves this season as well as every season. I'm more of a meat and potatoes guy, guys. I am a whole game guy, so I want to give you something for the whole game. I want to talk about this conference championship. San Francisco has beaten LA 6 straight meetings. They have covered 5 of the 6, including 4 straight. We all know this. You know who else knows it? Both the 49ers and the Rams. It can't but help boost the confidence of San Francisco coming into this matchup. And moreover, it can't but put further pressure on the minds of LA coming into this matchup. Both have outstanding passing attacks. We know this too. But the Rams' pass defense, it's a bit shaky, guys. So let's give an advantage to 49ers. Offensively, Los Angeles doesn't really run the ball with all that much success. I mean, folks, they average under 100 yards per game on the ground. This makes them very vulnerable to the ferocious San Francisco pass rush, which has wreaked havoc, and they have wreaked havoc on this offense in both earlier meetings this season. Advantage who? San Francisco. All right, now San Fran does own a top 10 rushing attack, and will stress the run here, controlling the clock and the tempo, keeping the LA defense on the field, and most importantly, Stafford and their offense where? Off the field. I think both teams, without question, deserve to be here, folks, but I give a real edge to Jimmy G and the 49ers for sure. So giving them 3.5 points to me offers an incredible amount of value to us bettors. The dog is 6-0 ATS the last 6 meetings. The 49ers, guys, 5-1 ATS the last 6 as a road dog, and 16-5 ATS the last 21 in the month of January. Take the 3.5 right now. Bank on it. I love this line. I think the Niners win this game outright. I'm going to sprinkle a little something on the money line, but I'm going to take that 3.5 because I always look to get an advantage on the line, and that's what makes the difference between winning and losing. We've all been on both sides of that, guys. Now, Sports, I'm going to tell you why you need to use that Forecast 40 discount. Go over to Sportsmemo right after this broadcast and use it for Joe D. First of all, I swept the board last night. We're taping this on Thursday. I swept the board on Wednesday in college basketball. My college basketball, I believe 7-3 my last 10. Heating up. Nothing but big games I'm putting out. If I don't have something very, very strong, I'm not putting it out. I'm very excited about this weekend. There's a couple of huge Saturday matchups that I already am looking at. Obviously, you can't even try to prognosticate the numbers on those games. So I have to wait until Friday night into Saturday morning before I put them up. But there's a couple of matchups that have already caught my eye. Guys, NFL-wise, I have my biggest, strongest, and highest-rated NFL play so far this season going off this weekend. One true way to ensure yourself a big winning NFL campaign. Go to Sportsmemo right after the show. Get my big game release, and you will win big. I promise you that. Let's bring Jesse back. We have a couple of announcements to make. Oh, my goodness. I'm very excited, Jesse. Once again, my friends, before we run down Jesse and my free plays for this show, sports fans, we would love it if you would follow Sportsmemo YouTube channel. It takes 2 seconds. It's free. Also, follow the Sportsmemo YouTube page, Twitter page. Guys, there's tons of free content up there. Also, on top of the free content you get some great posts, some great everything for the sports bettor. I mean, Sportsmemo is the best one-stop shop on the planet. They give out tons of free stuff, both on the YouTube channel and on the Twitter page, guys. My other show, the First Family of Las Vegas Daily Free Winner Show, we come at you Monday to Friday. Tune in for that. John Ryan does a great job. I mean, he does a ton of content with some of the best from both Wager Talk and Sportsmemo. So go subscribe to the Sportsmemo YouTube channel. Go like their Twitter page. Also follow me and Jesse. I know Jesse goes out of his way to answer a lot of the questions or comments that you guys put up. And I do go out of my way every day for every show we post to answer questions or to reply to comments, whether things that you like or don't like. We want to make sure you keep coming back. And this show, we got a couple more weeks. We're going to have a big show next week. It's a surprise. We're going to have a lot of guests on it. We're going to have a Super Bowl show with several other cappers from Sportsmemo contributing. Maybe get some props in there, some sides, some totals, whatnot. Going to be very exciting. One more time, Jesse, the discount. Forecast 40 for 40% off any subscription for either me or Jesse up to a 30-day package. Go to Sportsmemo. That'll pay for itself in no time. The free plays that Jesse and I gave out today. Jesse says over 27 first half Bengals Chiefs. Your handsome host, Joey D. The 49ers plus 3.5. Jesse, before we go, do you have any closing words?
Yeah, good luck this weekend, and may all the wins be yours.
I love that guy. What a class act. I'd like to thank Sportsmemo, your one-stop shop for all your sports betting needs. Our wonderful panel of experts, both Jesse and myself. On behalf of Sportsmemo, Jesse, I'm Joe D'Amico. Good luck and have a winning day.